and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy Lynette. If you are new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you. If you're one of my faithful returning subscribers, thank you so much for joining me for yet another weekly review. If you like my content, please don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We would love to have you be a part of our fragrance community and the Tracy Lynette tribe. So guys, today I am going over my first Bath & Body Works fragrance haul. I am so excited, and what an amazing time to do a Bath & Body Works haul, because Bath & Body Works has just released their new Everyday Luxuries collection, and it's magnificent. I am so excited that I was able to pick up 5 of the fragrances out of this new collection, and I am not disappointed, and I am so impressed what Bath & Body Works was able to do. Now, this is supposed to be like a dupe line for some of our favorite niche and designer fragrances, and they replicated these fragrances in the most mind-blowing way because they smell identical to some of our favorites. So I was able to get a sneak peek at a cheat sheet that one of the reps had at Bath & Body Works as to what these fragrances were supposed to be dupes of. I did pick up the collection and smell them myself to try to like guess what I thought that they were, and most of them are pretty spot on. I was off on like 1 or 2, but I did get the little cheat sheet of what they're supposed to be dupes of, and my goodness, they did an amazing job. So I want to go over the first one, Pink Obsessed. This was the first one I picked up. The bottle is so pretty. All the bottles in this collection look like this, and they're different colors, beautiful colors. This fragrance smells so good. And when I first smelled it, I said, this smells a little bit like Donna's Born Aroma. And guys, I was right. This fragrance right here is pretty on point for Donna's Born Aroma. I mean, it smells virtually the same. It is outstanding. It has, you know, that Donna Born Aroma has that beautiful bourbon vanilla, that beautiful longevity, that sweetness. They capture that in this fragrance mist. The notes in this are blushing jasmine, cashmere praline, and vanilla bourbon. And guys, when I say they captured it like spot on with that vanilla bourbon, it is almost identical to Donna's Born Aroma. The only difference is, I would say, longevity. These fragrance mists have really good longevity, good lasting power before you have to top them off. I mean, out of this one, I got pretty much like 3 to 4 hours of wear, which is really good for a fragrance mist. And then you layer it with Born Aroma, and it's gonna last you all day. I do have the Valentino's Born Aroma, and when pairing this together is just such a beautiful, beautiful, sweet vanilla fragrance. So if you like Donna's Born Aroma, you will absolutely love this for a fraction of the cost. These were $18.95, and compared to the designer fragrance price tags now, I talked about that in my last video. Who doesn't want to save money? I know I do, and you can get the same magnificent scents at a fraction of the cost for the designer and niche fragrances that we love. And it's also a good way, because sometimes you have a fragrance. I know I have some designer fragrances in my collection that I love, but I don't have the lasting power that I would love, especially the last one I'm going to go over in this collection. It really does help to give longevity to one of my favorite fragrances. So I think a fragrance mist is such an amazing way to layer your perfumes, and to have something that smells so reminiscent of the actual perfume is outstanding to me. This is probably, if not my favorite, my second favorite in this line. This one is called Covered in Roses. Covered in Roses is supposed to be a dupe for Parfums de Marly's Delina. Guys, this right here is now we know Delina has been created over and over again in the dupe world, and this is the closest dupe I have ever smelled to Delina. I have Delina in my collection, and when I tell you, they're virtually impossible to tell apart. This is almost identical to the actual fragrance. If you know anything about Parfums de Marly's Delina, it is one of the most beautiful fragrances ever created, in my opinion. It is so unique. It is so different from any other fragrance line that's out on the market, and to be able to recreate that in a dupe that is so spot on for $18.95. We know Delina is very expensive. It is a niche fragrance. It is very, very expensive, and for me, for my budget, it's very expensive. However, I will always have it because it's that good. You know, you make sacrifices for the things that you love, and for me, fragrance will always be something that I keep in my collection, and Delina will always be one of those things. I don't care what the cost is. But to be able to have that in something identical for literally a fraction of the cost is just outstanding. For those of you who have not had a chance to smell Delina, I encourage you to smell it when you get an opportunity and then compare it to this. If you have not had a chance to smell Delina and you smell this, then you smell Delina because they're identical. Let me go over the fragrance notes. It's ruby berries, sugar rosebuds, and blush amber. Now, a little bit different from the notes in Delina, and I'm sure that there are probably more fragrance notes in this because it has to be for it to be so spot on. Delina has that beautiful note of rhubarb, which makes it stand out and which makes it so different. Has the beautiful rose, the Turkish rose in it, and they were able to capture that beautiful rose scent. If you like rose, you will love this. If you like something that is a little different from everything else that's on the market, you will love this. It is such a beautiful, unique rose fragrance, and they have done such an outstanding job. It's sweet, it's pretty, it's not too sweet, it's not like a gourmand sweet, it's floral, but floral done in the best way possible. This is magnificent. I plan on picking up a second, maybe a third bottle of this because it is that good. And the way that they have duped Delina is something that is just truly mind-blowing to me. They did such a good job. This is such a pretty scent. It's so beautiful. It's something that would be outstanding for summer coming up. If you're going to if you're going on an outing, if you're going to like a picnic, if you're going to a brunch, if you're doing something in the daytime with your friends, this is a beautiful, pretty fragrance to wear. And if you have Delina, Delina doesn't need to be layered with anything because she is beautiful and a standalone on her own. But if you wanted to top it off while you were out, that is a great option. So moving on to the third fragrance I was able to pick up in this line, it is You Musk. You Musk is so pretty. And as you know, I've talked about it on this channel before. I'm not the biggest fan of musk, but they did this one so well. It's supposed to be a dupe for Dossier's You. I do not have Dossier's You in my collection. However, I've had a chance to smell it many times. Going into the stores, I always smell it. It is a beautiful scent. It's almost like it's one of those scents that they say it's like a skin scent, like your scent but better. It's kind of like that. I think this is really good for layering. So if you have a fragrance that has musk in it and doesn't have the longevity that you want, I think this will be really good to layer that with. The notes in this are iris, pink pepper, and airy musk, and it smells really pretty. I really do like this. Me not being a big fan of musk, this is done well. It's light, it's airy, it's pretty, and it's really a good layering fragrance. So I really do like this one. If you like musky scents, if you like scents that are musky but not really strong and heady, this is a really good option because it's musk done in a really pretty way. It's musk done really light and really airy, and it does smell really close to the Dossier's You. So I do really like it. If you like those type of scents, I encourage you to pick it up. It's a pretty scent. All right, moving on to number 4 is Viva Vanilla. Guys, this is outstanding. If you like vanilla scents, you will love this. This is supposed to be a dupe of Eilish by Billie Eilish, which I covered last week. So if you like vanilla scents, this is beautiful. I also think that it smells a lot like Ariana Grande's Mod Vanilla. If you've ever had a chance to smell that, it's a little woodsy. It's a little bit, it leans a little masculine, but that vanilla really does shine through. It starts off really vanilla, like very pretty, but the dry down is kind of woodsy and a little masculine, but it smells really good. It smells like, I would say, although it's a dupe for Eilish, Eilish has those berries in it, which makes it a little sweeter. This doesn't have the berries in it. This has, let me go over the notes. This has rich plum, glowing amber, and addictive vanilla. So I think that's what the difference is with the Eilish. The vanilla is very similar to Eilish, but I would say on the dry down, it's more like Ariana Grande's vanilla, mod vanilla. So if you like that fragrance, if you like vanilla woody fragrances, you will like this. It's very pretty. It's vanilla done in a more masculine way. It's not really like a sweet vanilla, but it's really pretty, and I do like this one. And I would say that it is a pretty good dupe. Not spot on, but it's pretty good. I do like it. Now, last but not least, my absolute favorite from this collection, Oh Cherry. Oh Cherry is, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. This is an exact dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Guys, they got this one right. They hit this one out the park. It is virtually identical. The notes in this are black cherry, sheer magnolia, and tonka bean. That tonka bean and that cherry together is so beautiful. It is spot on for Tom Ford at a fraction of the cost. This is $18.95, guys. I mean, Tom Ford is worth every penny. Although it's expensive, it's worth every penny to me. But the longevity in Tom Ford is just not there, right? That's the complaint that we all have had. We agree that almond and that cherry is such a beautiful scent, but it just doesn't last. Top it off with this identical fragrance, and the longevity hits a little bit better. I got an additional, I want to say 2 to 3 hours more with my Lost Cherry when I topped it off with this. It is a magnificent layering fragrance mist to use with that, and it stands on its own. By itself, it lasted me 4 hours, at least 4 hours. It is beautiful. If you like cherry, if you like a true cherry scent with the tonka bean, which makes it a little bit sweeter, which makes it a little bit richer, you will love this. This is magnificent. This is my favorite. This and the Covered in Roses are my favorite out of this new Everyday Luxuries collection line, which is just simply beautiful. Guys, I thank you so much for joining me for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. These new fragrance mists are simply magnificent. I really appreciate Bath & Body Works coming out with a line of affordable fragrances that we can all enjoy, right? Because like I talked about in my last video, some of the prices on these designer and niche fragrances are getting to be just kind of outrageous, and we all want to smell good, and we should be able to smell good. And so these fragrance dupes are so spot on that if you do have the originals, you can top them off with this or use them in place of from time to time to preserve your more expensive fragrances. Or if you haven't had a chance, or you don't have them, or you just don't want to spend the money on that, these are awesome. These are awesome alternatives to that. I love this. I think this is a beautiful line. I plan on going back to double up on most of them because they are that good. Guys, I thank you so much again for joining me for this review, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, if you are new here and you enjoy my content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave today. Don't forget, everyone, to hit the like, share, and subscribe. It does wonders for the channel and growing our fragrance community, and I really do appreciate it. I hope that you all have a blessed week ahead, a wonderful week ahead, and I love you all, and I thank you so much for watching. And as I always say, don't forget to what? Always smell good, look good, and be good. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.